In this lesson, we'll learn how to use Espresso to drive attributes. Espresso is Cinema 4D's node-based expression editor, and it's very fun to work with. So what we'll do is use it to create control for our screen door. Essentially what we'll do is have that, its pitch axis, be controlled by our open and close channel. So let's say we go ahead and get to work. We'll go ahead and add our Espresso tag by either going to Tags, Cinema 4D Tags, and creating it from here. Notice it's all the way at the bottom of this menu. Or another way is to use the commander. So let's say we go ahead and use the commander to create this. With the object selected, we'll use Shift-C. Let's go ahead and type in EXPR. And instantly we see Espresso right at the top. Let's go ahead and double click and notice the tag has been added. And we're instantly brought to our Espresso group, or X group, so we could start to add our expressions. Now it's always a good idea to rename these just to stay organized. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a name of Espresso underscore PVTOL. All right, beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and start to add our objects within our X group. So we know one will be our animation control that has the user data we need to wire. And the next object is the group of our screen door. So let's go ahead and again select the screen door. We'll choose scroll to first active under the view menu. Let's go ahead and grab the screen rotate null. You can see we can go in and clean it up by freezing its transforms. And now we can go ahead and add this object into the X group. All right, beautiful. So now what we need to do is add in the ports that we need to wire together. So staying with our screen rotate object, let's go ahead and select that to get to coordinates. And we know it's going to be the pitch axis. Now, in prior versions of Cinema 4D, we'd have to select on the input or output side and manually go ahead and add our ports. But thankfully, now in R14, they've sped up that process. So it's just a matter of dragging and dropping. So again, with our screen rotate object, I'm just going to go ahead and select the pitch axis and simply drag that to the input side, what will be controlled. And now it's time to grab our animation control and add its open close port. So let's go ahead and add that to the output side, what will drive the import. All right, so to connect these, it's just a matter of dragging and dropping. So we'll drag from open and close into the rotation pitch axis, and now we have a link. If you'd ever like to remove the link, it's just a matter of clicking on the connection. It's just as simple as that. All right, so we'll go ahead and wire this back together. I love how intuitive this editor is. Let's go ahead and take a look at our behavior. I'll minimize the X group, and we'll go ahead and head back over to our animation control, go to the open close channel, and we'll start to use it. And you can see here that things apparently are working properly. However, notice that our screen door does not open up all the way. Let's go ahead and set this to 100% and then take a look at our screen rotate null. You can see it's not quite at 100. We're about halfway. The reason why that is because we're working with two different data types. So taking a look at our user data, this is actually using a percentage type, whereas when we're dealing with rotation, that's going to use a degree type. You can see here, just from looking at the symbol right after our number here, again, there are two different types. So what we need to do then is go to our user data and tell it to be regulated by a degree type instead of a percentage type. So let's go ahead and do that. With our animation control still selected, we'll need to choose Manage User Data, and let's go ahead and find our open close channel. From there, under Unit, here's where we get to change that type. So again, it's under percentage. Let's go ahead and switch this to degrees. Another thing we'll need to change here is our min and max state. You can see that that has also changed. So what I'll do is set the minimum back to -100 and the max back to 0. Now when we choose OK, we should notice we have the control we need. Watch that. take a look at our open close channel. You can see that now it matches the same value of our screen rotate null. But let's go ahead and see what type of control we have now. Now you'll see that the screen door opens up all the way. Very exciting. So when you're wiring parameters directly, do watch your data types. There are ways of getting this type of behavior without changing the data type, and we'll take a look at that in the next lesson when we cover driven key relationships. But for right now in this lesson, we've learned how to use Espresso to wire channels together to get customized control. So again, in the next lesson, we're going to go ahead and learn how to work with driven keys.